What is popping in your lives today? M Racing 89 here at the 61st National Open here at the Williams Grove Speedway. The skies are blue, which is incredible to see. The sun is out. It's something we haven't seen a lot of, here or anywhere in Pennsylvania for sprint car racing, especially when the racing matters. So the format for tonight, we will start off with hot laps and time trials, and then we will move into the feature that we did not have last night. There were 30 cars in that feature, so that's going to be a crazy race to get things kicked off. Hopefully Slick's off the track. We'll see what it does. We'll see. Track prep will be interesting to see tonight, obviously. And then after that feature, we'll move back into the heat racing, and then the dash, the C main, B main, the feature towards the end of the night for the 61st National Open. It's crazy. If I had to pick someone who's going to win right now, this is pre-race. Obviously, you're watching this, you probably know who won. But Tyler Courtney looks really unstoppable. He's been very good in Pennsylvania in the month of September. So we'll have to see how that trend continues for anyone here. And yeah, excited. Keep up with us. We'll keep the news going throughout the whole night. All right, so as you can see, the sun has gone down. We just finished time trials. We have 52 cars here tonight. We thought there were 53, and then we realized we were off on our counting. But moving into time trials, Flight A, we saw Rico Aber go fastest. He was starting third in the feature last night before he had an issue. We're not sure. Feature's about to start. We're not sure if he's starting there yet. Either way, first in Flight B. Second was David Gravel. Third, Tyler Courtney. Fourth, Justin Peck. And fifth, Casey Kane. Two notable things. Everyone that was in the top five, except for Tyler Courtney and Justin Peck, went out first. They were out there early and the track was still tacky. But Tyler Courtney and Justin Peck came in there the last few groups to come out, and they were able to put themselves in the top five. Something we were not seeing in the session looking at the scoreboard. But Flight B was a little bit more interesting because later the track's a little bit more slicked out, not as tacky. And we saw Brad Sweet go the fastest, surprise, surprise. He's been great all weekend so far. Carson Macedo's in second. I thought he was going to get the quick time of the night. He's always just super fast. That car is fast. That's the way I like to describe that 41 car. Sheldon Hansfield went third. He had a rough night last night. Good to see him recovering for the big show. Brent Marks was in fourth, and then James McFadden rounded out the top five. So James McFadden had an issue before his heat race last night, but luckily since he qualified so well, he got to start first in the B main. Obviously, he wants to avoid that for the National Open. You want to start up as far up as you can. So it'll be interesting to see how the heat races go. But up next, we have the feature from the preliminary night last night with Tyler Courtney and Brad Sweet starting in the front row. So let's get into that. So a little bit jumbled up. We thought that the preliminary feature was going to be after hot laps and qualifying like we were told last night, but that did not happen. We just went straight into heat races. The preliminary feature will be after the National Open. A little weird. Not sure what that's going to look like, who's going to withdraw, what's going to happen. But looking at heat race number one, Rico Aber started in the front with Tyler Courtney right next to him, and that's exactly how they finished. Rico looked very fast. He looks great tonight. That's Joe's pick. We actually just had a conversation about this. So before the race happens here, Joe's pick was Rico Aber. Heat race number two, David Gravel, the Connecticut kid, went out there, won. David Gravel did look good, but Justin Peck finished second. He looked very good in the dash. We'll get into that in just a second. Looked fast. Heat race number three, we saw Brad Sweet and Sheldon Hansfield, two just great outlaws out there. We saw them battling the Summer Nationals last year for the win. They both look good tonight. Brad Sweet looks exceptional. Joe and I just talked about this as well. Once you get that first one at Williams Grove, it seems like the floodgates open for him, and he's just been mad successful here ever since. So we'll see how that progresses in the future for him. Heat race number four, Brent Marks took that over Darren Pittman, yes, in the 69K. Now, getting into the B main, top four advanced into this. Buddy Kofoid was miles ahead of everyone else. It was not even close. Gio Scelzi was in second. He ran well. I believe he started third, so he did make one pass there. The racing to watch was not for the transfer spot, but it was who was going to be in the transfer spot. It was Aaron Reitzel and Zeb Wise for third place. Fifth place is a little too far back to challenge to get into that top four, but Aaron Reitzel and Zeb Wise, the last 5 laps, I don't know if they thought they were racing for the transfer spot or not. They were killing each other's lap times, but it was very fun to watch the slide jobs nonetheless. They both transferred into the feature. Brent Marks, Justin Peck will be in the front row. It's going to be a crazy race, and let's get into the 40 laps of action. So I was really interrupted by the fireworks there. I don't know how much you could hear from me, but we just completed the 61st National Open 40-lap event. We had 27 cars start, and we had Justin Peck, as I mentioned, Brent Marks and Justin Peck starting in the front row. On lap 2, Peck was able to get by Marks for the lead, and he was kind of on fire until lap 13. Darren Pittman showed how strong he was tonight. He passed Justin Peck for the lead. Looked incredible. On lap 15, we saw Brent Marks able to get right back past Justin Peck for second. Also, Lance Deweese spun out on this lap as well, which brought out the yellow and also brought us to the halfway mark. And looking at the field at the halfway mark, we had Darren Pittman in first. Second place was Brent Marks. Third, Justin Peck. Fourth, Brad Sweet. And fifth place was David Gravel. After the restart, smooth sailing. Justin Peck had a great start, and Logan Schuchart and James McFadden had a nasty crash. I wasn't able to get footage of it. I caught it after it happened. But as you see in the cars right now, They're just absolutely destroyed. It was probably a nasty wreck to see. I didn't see the replay on Dirt Vision either. I'll try and pull it. Restart. We saw Rico Abreu move into third place. Rico was very fast all night. Fortunately, just couldn't get up there and fight for the win. But either way, a very good car throughout the night. Lap 22, we saw another lead change. This would be the last one of the race as Brent Marks moved by Pittman to take the lead. I'm going to go. Marks ended up getting stuck behind lap traffic. He was behind Freddie Raymer and Buddy Kofoid. Could not get by him. Unfortunately, Pittman was able to catch up to him, and then Marks was able to get by right as Pittman got there. So we didn't really get to see that battle for the lead materialize as we really wanted to. But one battle we did get to see with a few laps to go was Danny Dietrich versus Tyler Courtney. Looked like Danny Dietrich wasn't too happy with Courtney after the race. I'm not sure, it might have been a misread by me from what I saw, but they did not look pleased with each other. Ultimately, Danny got the best of him. He finished in 9th. We'll get to that in just a second. But really, the ultimate winner of the $75,000 was Brent Marks. Brent Marks was on fire tonight. Once he got past in lap 22 for the lead, he just looked like he did every other race here at Williams Grove that he's won in the past month. Just absolutely spectacular, in control, could run either line. And that's why he was able to win his second National Open tonight. Taking a look at the rest of the running order, Darren Pittman filling in for the Kreitz car and getting second, absolutely phenomenal. Third place was Rico Abreu, looked very good tonight and was really one of the better outlaw drivers that was up there throughout the night. Not that he is a full-time outlaw, but he looked great. Sheldon, also the highest finishing outlaw, should speak on that. Sheldon looked fantastic tonight. And rounding up the top 5 was Brad Sweet. Solid night for him. He's a points driver. I don't mean that as a diss, but just a very solid, consistent driver. 6th place, Justin Peck. I thought it was going to be his to win tonight. He looked incredible. It looked like all the stars were aligning for Peck to really win the National Open and look great. 7th place, David Gravel. He was moving up throughout the night. I did not realize he slipped back to 7th. I even typed this in and I didn't even realize that. 8th place, we saw the man who has the most wins at the National Open with 6. Donnie Schatz was able to take care of that. 9th place, as mentioned, was Danny Dietrich, and in 10th place was Tyler Courtney. All right, going into the prelim, Tyler Courtney and Brad Sweet had the lead. We went over that last night. On the start, Tyler Courtney held off Brad Sweet, opened up a nice early lead until on lap 5, Chase Randall was involved and suffered an issue that brought out the first yellow of the night. On the restart, Brad Sweet was able to just take control and go on from there. Brad Sweet just looked incredible tonight. At halfway, Brent Marks started this race in 12th place. He worked his way up to 5th place. Not by the halfway mark, around the 5 to go he got to 5th place, but an incredible run from him. If it was a 40-lap race again, it's pretty easy to argue that he might have been able to win 2 races in a row. So just an incredible night out of him. Brent Marks has been absolutely on fire this past month, and it's just been showing in the big races. Carson Macedo looked really good with 2 laps to go. He moved into 2nd, got past Tyler Courtney. Tyler Courtney was good tough. He fell back to 4th place, unfortunately. Not the best run from him. But the story of the night for the last race that we had, the Big Cat was just far ahead of everyone else and claimed the $10,000 to end the night of the preliminary feature that happened after the National Open. A little interesting how that worked out. Now, moving on to the rest of our top 10 in the running order. 2nd place, as mentioned, was Carson Macedo. 3rd place, David Gravel. He was super fast all weekend. No surprise here. 4th place was Sunshine, Tyler Courtney. 5th, Brent Marks. 6th place was Lance DeWeese. Luckily had some better luck. You get what I'm trying to say there. 7th place, Freddie Raymer. Great top 10 out of him. Justin Peck in 8th. Solid night out of him in both races. Darren Pittman didn't get exactly what he was looking for in the 2nd race. Got 9th. And TJ Stutz, absolutely phenomenal race. Finished in 10th place. Okay, and that is it for the 61st Champion Oils National Open. We had 2 winners on National Open Day. Obviously, the winner, Brent Marks, with the $75,000, and the preliminary night winner, Brad Sweet. Overall, great weekend. The Posse won the big show, and that's all that matters to me. So stay tuned. We have the Tuscarora 50 coming up in just 4 days. Very excited for that. And then obviously we have the Outlaw races to end out. I'm not sure which races I'll exactly be to. I said I'm going to all 3, but we'll see. You'll find out on the recap videos. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been great covering the National Open this year. Can't wait to get back to this event next year, but we still have more racing left until the season ends. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys next time.